There we go, live there. Just take your feet about shoulder width apart. Give your heels a little bit of vibration into the ground. And feel that vibration coming up through the body. Give your hands a bit of a rub together. Get ourselves awake. It's a nice morning here, nice and sunny and still. I think we're due for a heat wave. Wrists a little bit of a shake. Let's go for a tap. Gentle tap on the collarbone. Sorry, I've forgotten to turn the camera. We're on the wrong camera, aren't we? We're on the wrong camera. I know we're on the wrong camera. Now we're on the right camera. Sorry. So tapping on the collarbone. So we've done heels, hands, collarbone. Take some fists. Activate those glute muscles. Gently into the lower back there, kidneys. Thighs. Back of the thighs. And then just shake it out and come back to that nice grounded, strong position in a standing tall. Might be a bit out of breath after that. Let the breath settle. Big circles. Reach. Really push down now. Spread the fingers. Push, 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 push. Feel resistance through the muscles. Now relax the wrists. So really let the wrists and the fingers and the elbows be soft. Soft, 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 soft. Now really engage the fingers, spread the fingers. Push down. Imagine you're really pushing through some dense air and then soft. So really get that contrast between softness and then strong. Spread the fingers, push. And now actually keep the movement going, but take attention away from the wrists and the hands. Push into the ground through the feet, the heels and the legs. So really overemphasize just pushing down into the ground with the heels. Feeling the glutes working, and then just soften the legs as you bring the hands down. So again, push through into the ground. Activating, making sure you're breathing easy, and then soften. Heels into the ground, push through the legs, and then soften. Now focus on the breath, so you're breathing in deep into the body, but not big breaths, just normal breaths. And you're breathing out. And in. Tall through the spine and out. And then let the arms just rest by the side. Bring the feet together, just so you're in a comfortable standing position. Again, give the legs a little bit of a shake if you need a bit of a shake, and the hands a bit of a shake. Just let the breath settle a little bit. Then come back out with the legs to hip width. Feet slightly turned out so the knees are just gliding over the top of the ankles. This time we're going to squat down. And again, it's as if you're lifting dense air up towards the body. Coming up to chest height. And then reaching out, opening up. Nice big awakening movement. And again, squat down. So dropping the centre of gravity, dropping your hips. Bringing into chest height. And then extending and opening up. Squatting down. Pushing through the heels. Extending and opening up. Soft arms coming down, dropping the hips, dropping your centre of gravity. Pushing through the heels, so really using the legs there, extending and opening up. One more, as deep as you can comfortably. Smooth fluid movement, deep as you can comfortably. Smooth, easy breathing as you come up. And again, just bring the feet back. This time we'll go about fist width apart. And just again, take a moment, let the breath settle. Give your feet a little bit of a wiggle, your hands a little bit of a wiggle. And then really, really stabilize the body. So nice and strong into the ground. We're going to do a little bit of balance work again. Arms come up. As the arms come up, one leg comes up and then the arms come down. Now if you're really wobbling there, just do it a little bit. Just lift it tiny, tiny, tiny off the ground. But we want it to be fluid and smooth. Stabilize the body, then allow things to move. Slowly down. Coordinate, coordinate, coordinate. It's that last bit that's really challenging. It's easy just to drop everything back onto the ground. Stabilize. If you can be a little bit more confident, lift that knee a little bit higher. It's one fluid movement again. We ain't counting reps. Stabilize. Smooth. Easy breathing. Balance. Stabilize. Shoulders relaxed as the arms float up. And again, visualize as you're balancing that you're actually being lifted through the crown of the head. So it's not just everything balancing on top of the one leg, you're actually being lifted upwards through the crown of the head. It's all about the balance. It doesn't take long either. The more you practice this, it doesn't take long for your body to tune in and find its balance. And rest there. Let's do that little hip circle one because I know a lot of you enjoyed this the last time. So again, there's two options. If you're wobbling on one leg, rather than holding on to something, just almost like kickstand that support leg. So I'm using this leg literally just as a stabilizer. There's no real weight through that. So I'm just using this leg to stabilize. The hips need to stay parallel, and you're just going to circle this standing leg hip. So you drop that hip down, lift it up, bring it forwards. Drop it down, lift it up, bring it forwards. And I'm doing all of the work here with my right hip. So I'm starting off square. If you can, lift that left heel off the ground. But again, if you're having to balance like this, then just kickstand that leg. So I'm balancing, I'm using my right hip now to drop the left hip, take it back, lift it over, bring it forwards, bring it back to balance. My ankle cracked. Drop, lift, bring forwards, back to balance. Drop, lift, bring forwards, back to balance. Drop, lift. This is really, really burning now on my right hip. Drop, lift, bring forwards, back to balance. Let's do one more. Drop, lift, bring forwards, back to balance. Oh, I need to shake that leg out. Shake your right leg out. Take a moment in between just to let the breath settle. Now stabilize on the left side. So again, if you just need to just kickstand that leg, that's fine. It's a little bit more challenging to actually get that activation there, but it's absolutely fine. I'd rather you do that than hang on to something. If you can comfortably lift that right heel off the ground, you're using your left hip now to drop the right, and then to take it back a little bit, lift it over, bring it through. Drop, lift, bring it through. Drop, lift, bring it through. So this right side of the body, particularly in the back area here, needs to be as relaxed as possible. Yes, there's obviously going to be a little bit of work going on here, but we don't want to be hiking this hip up by contracting or tightening these back muscles. And this is what often happens with runners if they're quite weak on the glutes, which we're often being told about, is that it's that standing, landing and lifting that hip through to step forwards with the other side of the body. If we're not strong here, then we start to hike with the other side of the body. What side were we on? We're on the left, aren't we? So we drop, lift, bring that hip through. And you might find, as I do, one side is much more fluid than the other. Drop, lift, bring the hip through. Weight through the heel, you'll feel a little bit more. Bring the hip through. Good. Now we've really woken our hips up. Let's go, if you're on a mat, go to the front of your mat. Go a little bit up there so you can still see me. We're going to do that step back. So you're going to keep tall. We're going to balance on the right side. You're just going to step that left foot back, balance there, and then just lower the left knee to the ground, keeping this upper body tall here. And then you're going to shift. My microphone is stuck in my pocket there. You're going to shift your centre of gravity very subtly forwards, very subtle rotation towards that support leg with your upper body, lift and step forwards. And then we're going to swap sides. So we're going to balance on our left leg. So this right leg is free to step back. We've still got the load on this left leg, left hip, lower that right knee to the ground, tall through the spine, keeping tall through the spine, very subtle rotation towards this left side of the body with the upper body. Use this left hip, push, step forwards. Let's do a few more of those, just nice and smooth. So stabilize on the right side of the body, step back, lower, stabilize, shift forwards, step up, come to standing. Stabilize on the left, step back, lower, balance, very subtle rotation, use that left hip, push forwards, step up, balance. Stabilize on the right, keep tall, step back, balance, tall through the spine and lower, shift that centre of gravity forwards, step up, step forwards, tall and balanced. One more time, step back with the right, balance, use that left side to stabilise, strong through that left side, push up, come back to balance. Good. Take a moment, if you need to grab a drink, grab a drink. Take a moment to come onto the floor. So if you've all got mats and things on the floor, that is good. And we are going to lie on the floor. Now we're going to do the whole of the Turkish get-up, but we'll do without the arm lift or a weight to start off with. So I'll go through it once and then we'll do it together. So we start on our back. We'll have our left leg, left arm out. So our right arm is just relaxed. We're just going to use this as a counterbalance for the moment. Our right leg is in that standing position there. We're just going to roll to our left and come up onto our left elbow. From there, we're going to sit up onto our left arm. Again, just use this arm to counterbalance. Then we're going to push through this right leg to bring the left knee through. Now you can be facing this way now. We don't have to do that twist or anything because we're not lifting the weight here. So as long as you're here, that's a great position. Then we're going to windscreen wiper, bring that leg back. This mic pack is getting in the way. Bring that leg back, and then you're in this position, and then we've literally just done this where you rotate a little bit towards this right side, step up and step forwards. Then we're going to go back. So we step back, which we've just done. We lower. When we come from there, we rotate round, pop our hand on the floor. Then you use this leg just to swing that leg through, bring that leg through, down onto the elbow, and then a really nice roll down onto the floor. So let's all do that together. So start off on your back, and I'll talk you through it. So you've got your right foot in standing. You've got your left leg slightly turned out, and it's about 45 degrees from the body, and you've got your left arm about 45 degrees from the body. So to start off with, all we do is roll to our left and come up onto our elbow. So you're just looking, having a little look over there. Should be quite comfortable. Rolling to your left, up onto your elbow. If you need to use your right hand to stabilize here, that's fine. Nice and strong through this left shoulder. Now push yourself up, so you're on the on the left hand. Again, strong through the shoulder there. So nice and strong left hand, left shoulder. From there, you're just going to lift this right hip. We've just done a lot of work with the hip, so you should be fine on that. This is a challenging part because you've got this bridge and this lever here. Stabilize, just swing that knee through. So you can bring it close to the hand, just bring it where you're comfortable there. And from here, come up and face forwards if you're facing that way, that's not a problem. So we just got the leg open here, nice opening there from the hip. So from there, all we're going to do is look over to our right. So you just windscreen wiper that knee, bring that right leg back. and then we've just done this standing. Shift, a little bit of rotation, stand, step forwards. So we got up off the ground. Now all we've got to do is get back onto the floor. If you need to shift forwards a little bit, that's fine. So we've already done this bit. Stabilize on the right side of the body. Step back. Lower the knee. Perfect. Windscreen wiper so you're facing towards the left almost. From that position there, all you have to do is bring your left arm down. Keep strong through the shoulders. Kick that left leg through, sit on your bum, come down onto your elbow, and then lower just by rolling the spine to the ground. Good. Hopefully you will manage that. Let the breath settle. I'm just going to swap round when I do the other side so you can see rather than me facing away from you. So when you're ready, left leg in standing, right leg turning out, right arm turning out. So now we're just going to have a little roll over to the right, come onto the right elbow. So you're literally just getting up and having a little look over there. Do whatever you need to do with that left arm. From the right elbow, come up to the right hand. So again, nice and tall through the spine. Now you're going to use that left leg to lever and lift so you can swing that right knee through. That's the most challenging part, doing it like this. And then you can come up, kneeling, hip open, facing forwards. Now all we have to do is windscreen wiper that right leg and bring that left foot back. So now we're just facing to your left, and then we do what we did at the end. A little bit of rotation, load that left hip, load the left hip, push up and stand. So now we're just heading in that direction. And then we just go back. So stabilize now on the left side of the body. Step back, balance, really using that left hip, lower, 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 stabilize from there. All we do is windscreen wiper the knee, face this way, hand down, bring that leg through, elbow down, it's looking good, I can see you all there, and then roll and have a nice rest on the floor there. And just take the legs long and just let the breath settle. So there's quite a lot of work going on there, even without lifting the arm. So just take a minute to let the breath settle. And then we're just going to bring our arms, I'm just going to slide down the mat a little bit. Just going to bring our arms so our palms are facing, how are we doing time wise? Palms are facing upwards. And we're just going to add a very, very subtle roll side to side. We did this at the very beginning of these classes where you just push in with the back of the right arm and just go as if you're going to roll to the right with the hip and the shoulder, and then the same with the left. So a little bit of spine roll, push and roll, push, tiny roll, pushing in with the back of the arm first, back of the lower arm, back of the wrist. It's quite nice because we've done all that strength work. Just to almost like release through the whole side of the body. We did a lot of support on the hips. So again, this is nice just to feel the hips nice and relaxed. So the hips and the thighs should feel quite heavy. It's actually quite hard work doing this if we keep the body heavy. And then rest there. And then bring your legs to standing. So we're still on the floor, still keeping the palms facing upwards. And cross the right knee over the left. So you've got the back of the right thigh over the top, the front of the left thigh. And then you're just going to use your right knee, or your right leg, sorry, just to gently bring that left knee over to the right. Small movement, it's not a big movement. And then come back to center. And just gently, gently, gently over to the right a little bit. Should be able to breathe easy. And then back to center. Really subtle movement. Over to the right. And then back to center. So you're just rolling on the back of the pelvis just a little bit. You'll just feel the weight transfer from one side of the back of the hips, just very subtly to the other. The breathing should be easy. Come back to balance in the center, then swap legs. So right leg on the ground, left thigh crossed over the right. Same thing, taking the leg the other way. So you're just gently rolling over to the left and then back to center. Left. Again, just notice any difference in the foot, in the ankle. The ankle might be a little bit tighter. Do you feel the weight shift the same in the back of the hips? The points in the back of the hips that are touching the ground. Really soft movement. And then bring both feet back to standing. And just to finish off, just take a moment in your own time. I'll just give you 30 seconds or so, just to keep the lips lightly together, tongue resting gently on the roof of the mouth. And just tune in with that really nice, calming sensation. With that slightly cooler air coming in through the nose as you breathe in. And slightly warmer as you breathe out, just letting the breath calm, be easy, effortless. Could spend the next 20 minutes lying like this, but it's 9 o'clock, so give your fingers a little bit of a wiggle, give your toes a little bit of a wiggle, and just very slowly you can come back up to a sitting position. So we've actually got all the way through there the Turkish get-up. So what you can do is practice that on your own. If you are really comfortable with the way we did it like that, because that's a really nice way of doing it, then you can add again that arm raised position. And if you're really comfortable with the arm raised position, remember we're always watching that arm even if we haven't got a weight. If you're comfortable with that, then use your little bit of a weight. So do it without raising the arm, and then challenge yourself raising the arm a little bit, challenge yourself using a weight as well. So that's great. The playback will be on the training portal as always. I've got my breathing class starting this weekend, which I mentioned on Tuesday. I think a few of you here on Tuesday. So if anybody hasn't done the 3-week breathing course, then that is starting this coming Saturday. and I will see you perhaps hopefully next week for the breathing on the Tuesday and again the movement on the Thursday. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'll see you all soon. Have a great day. Take care.